Ladies and gentlemen, I am distraught on this New Year's Eve morning. I just got off a 45-minute phone conversation with my financial advisor. And guys, I don't know what's going on. I woke up this morning. It was a great vibe. I wanted to make a video. I worked out. I came home. I want to, deposit $100 and make a great New Year's Hail Mary miracle parlay and bet $100 on it. But guess what happened when I went to insert the money and deposit the money? My credit card gets declined. So I call my bank and I say, listen, it says suspicious activity, whatever. You need to let me place this. They say, okay, we cleared the card. I do it again, it gets declined. I do it again, and they say, oh, you've used 3 attempts. Try again in 24 hours. So I go and try and buy Bitcoin, but then it says there's suspicious activity on that, so I can't even do that. What an absolute joke. I have been screwed out of probably at least $20,000 because I know this parlay is going to hit. But guys, let me just say, this is not financial advice, but this is a New Year's Eve miracle parlay that is really, really going to change people's lives. So this is what my parlay was, and we'll kind of talk through this. And no, guys, I'm not saying go do it, and then if you lose, this is all, I'm not saying to do this. I'm just saying this is what I was going to do until, guys, I have money. I've got $100. I can place this. Trust me. I get some money every month, things like that. I make money off YouTube. And it's like, they're like, no, there's suspicious activity. It's ridiculous. Let me show you my miracle parlay though, guys. Let me introduce you to it right now. Everything on Saturday. It begins with Alabama money line against Kansas State. I think there's decent value on Bama. Guys, we've seen Alabama really trend here. They were -6.5 when it was announced that Bryce Young was playing. Well, originally they were -3, then they were -6.5, and now there's a bunch of money being dumped on Bama because of their team culture. I agree with that, and I would say let's get in on Alabama money line. Guys, get in on Ohio State. I'm telling you right now, Ohio State money line plus 195. There are professional bettors betting hundreds of thousands of dollars on Ohio State. That's why the line went down to 6. Everyone is in on Ohio State to cover, possibly win this game outright. And guys, yes, I probably will be live streaming this game tonight. Yes, I will be drinking heavily. Yes, Ohio State might get crushed. Yes, I'll probably have a meltdown. But either way, guys, I probably will be live streaming this game because it's a big game. It's a fun little thing on New Year's night and New Year's Eve night. And that is definitely something that I would add to my betting portfolio. Guys, when it comes to these other games, I am intrigued with Iowa because Kentucky is without Will Levis, Chris Rodriguez, and these are games that Iowa tends to win, but I've thought about it, and I think I would stay away from something like that. I don't know, man. It's tough. Iowa's on their 3rd-string quarterback. What you're banking on is Iowa controlling the field position game and then honestly just getting lucky with a turnover and they win like 16-13 or I don't know, guys. I would probably just stay away from it. The TCU-Michigan game, there's some money coming in on Michigan. They're -8. I think Michigan's going to win this game, but I really don't see value in Michigan -330. If Michigan was -200, I would see value in parlaying them on the money line. Honestly, guys, I really don't see Michigan losing. If you wanted to, I think we're getting a rematch. I think we're getting the ultimate national championship, Ohio State, Michigan. That is what I want so I can live stream it. And that would be crazy and huge. But I don't know, guys. You know what? I might add the Michigan one. No, I'm not going to do it. So then, guys, listen, we've only got 2 picks. It's plus 284. So where am I going for the rest of my picks? Well, guys, I've got an ace up my sleeve. Okay, I've got an ace up my sleeve. Let me just show you something. No, it's not Russian basketball or Swedish basketball. What it is, well, first let's go over the NBA. So, guys, when I look at the NBA, Not interested in the Clippers on the road. Not interested in Brooklyn on the road. Guys, the Cleveland Cavaliers have been struggling, but they're due for a win. This is a winnable game on the road as long as Donovan Mitchell is playing, as long as Darius Garland is playing. I like the Cavs on the money line. They've been struggling. They're due for a win. The Bulls are very beatable. You get them minus 145. That's good value. And then the other team, guys, the Knicks always beat the teams they're supposed to beat. I like the Knicks to win that game minus 195. And then listen, it's very hard with a team like Philadelphia because it's a back-to-back. I looked it up, and Philadelphia, I believe, played yesterday. I do like the value in Philadelphia on the road, but it's a thing where it's a back-to-back and it's New Year's Eve, so I don't know. So I would just say keep it at those two games for the NBA. Everything's money line. It's not a big deal. By the way, guys, everyone is in on the Alabama-Kansas State over 56. Get in on it. Get in on it. And then when it comes to college basketball, I am so tempted. I don't think I can do it to take Xavier. UConn is due for a loss. They're going to lose inevitably. They're on the road. Xavier is a good team. UConn has not played well the last 2 weeks. I don't think I could do it, but that would be a bet. And then, guys, this one, Seton Hall, love them to win that game outright. This is my New Year's miracle bet, parlay bet. Love Seton Hall to win that game. They are only 7-7, and St. John's is 11-3, but it's a parity game. It is a parity game in that one. Other games, I don't know, guys. I don't like TCU at all. Honestly, when you get a parlay like this, you can just go in on like Yale minus 1,300, and it'll improve it pretty significantly. Duke minus 1,900, that gets it to plus 1,600. Guys, it's weird, this Wagner spread. So Wagner has like a 95% chance to win this game, but they're only minus 5.5. So I would say there's some injury that obviously I don't know about, so I would just stay away from it. Because there's no other reason they would only be minus 5.5 against Merrimack, who I think is like 2-13 on the year. But either way, guys, this would have been a great parlay. I really think this has a good chance of hitting. You could honestly just parlay some locks, but I would make sure to look them up to make sure these teams are actually going to win. Like Houston, Houston's minus 1,500. Yeah, I mean, you could throw Houston in there. Houston is so good at home against UCF. Yeah, Utah State is really good. I would have to look at the FPI predictor on it and the metrics before I would make a bet on that. But guys, this is my ultimate parlay. It is such a shame. I wanted to put $100 into it. Well, you know what? It's so sad. It really is sad. Let's go back to the, let me just go back to the football and see if there's any, going on Iowa. That gets, ooh, my goodness. That's a 3,000 right there. That's a 3,000. So, guys, the Iowa over-under at 31, I'm not interested in betting on that, man. That's a coin flip. Both of those teams can't score. But if it's a bowl game, you get defensive touchdowns, weird things happen. Michigan, TCU, you know what, guys? I probably should update everyone on it. You know what I'm going to do really quickly? I'm going to read everything off. I'm going to read everything off today on the updated stuff. So people are in on Bama, but minus the 7.5, but it's close. People like the over-under on here has been updated to 57. Is the over-under 57? Yeah, wow. So the over-under is up to 57.5. We knew that was going to happen yesterday when the over-under was 56. There was crazy money on the over. Iowa, Kentucky, a lot of money coming in on Iowa minus 3. A lot of money coming in on the over 31. TCU, Michigan, very split. Michigan right now 7.5 or 8-point favorites depending on the sports book. A lot of money coming in on both teams. A lot of money coming in on the under 58. Ohio State, Georgia. Now there's a lot of money coming in on Ohio State. Georgia had 80% of the cash throughout the entire lead up to this game. It's 50-50. The smart bettors are betting on Ohio State plus 6, guys. I'm telling you, the over-under 62.5 is very even. According to analytics, the bet is the over 62.5 in that game. So those are the 4 bowl games. And guys, this is a real miracle, life-changing parlay, and it's so sad that this is not happening for me. I blame my bank, I blame my credit card, and I blame a lot of things. So guys, either way, I think Seton Hall is going to win. You look at that game, it's typical. I think UConn's losing, but I would not bet that because UConn is a good team. The Cavs, guys, I love the Cavs tonight. Duke, I mean, that's just one I threw in there, let's be honest. The New York Knicks, they never lose to teams that are bad, and they're facing Houston, who's really bad. I do like Iowa, but that's a miserable game to sit through. Guys, you want to know what was a really miserable game? The NC State game. Oh my God, was that miserable. That game wouldn't end. No one was scoring, but the game lasted 5 hours. How does that even happen? I can't be the only one that noticed that. Alabama money line, guys, with Bryce Young and Will Anderson. Do we really think they're going to lose coming back to play for their, school one last time? And then the grandiose grand finale, Ohio State on the money line, the epic upset for Ryan Day to prove himself. And listen, if Ryan Day loses this game, I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be real ugly, but this would be an epic situation where we get, and you know what? We can just do one of these. We can just do Michigan. We can do one of these and one of those. Because wow, that's another $1,000 right there. But Michigan, guys, I see Michigan winning. I do. I think TCU is just happy to be there. They're playing with house money. Michigan wins that game. So, guys, I just wanted to do a fun little parlay and just share my thoughts. Obviously, people disagree with me. Yesterday was not a good day for me, mainly because really, let's be honest, there were some teams that were controlling games and they lost, but I'm not going to get into that. Either way, guys, it's just a little fun thing I wanted to do on this New Year's Eve, and happy 2023 to everyone and things like that. And hopefully I will be live tonight, and we can really beckon in the new year with an epic bowl, playoff semifinal game, the primetime game, Ohio State, Georgia, and we'll see if Ohio State comes to play. Either way, this is what you want for college football. These are great games, so it should be really fun. But guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you're following me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description.